sweet spot segment in the heart of Donaldsonville is Noel Family Distillery, a local family-owned business of a father-daughter duo. They have made many products that are sold throughout South Louisiana. Raven, please show us around.
Thanks, Tracy. And this is truly a treat, a sweet treat. I'm here with Chip Noel, the namesake of Noel Distillery. Tell me about the sugarcane.
Sugarcane. We're one of the largest producers in the state of Louisiana, almost in the world, producing sugar. I grew up on a sugarcane farm, and that's kind of how I got to this point, I guess. We grew sugarcane, and I like rum, and it's made from our local sugarcane, and this is what we do.
Local sugarcane, family-owned sugarcane, and now rum. That's running right now. Tell me about the fermentation process.
Yes. Well, this when we do a fermentation with sugar juice, that's called a wash. So I'm getting 100% cane juice from the local sugar mill, and about 5 days ago, this was in my fermenter, and I pitched the yeast, and the yeast ate the sugar and converted it into alcohol. So I pumped this in the still yesterday afternoon. I got here early this morning and turned it on, and we have flow. Right now I'm in the first part of it, which is called a heads. This is like the methanol. I don't know if you're old enough to remember a curacone back in the day. You're not old enough, but it was really nasty and like medicine-y smell to it. And that's what this is. So in a little while, as the proof comes down, we'll get to the good alcohol that I'm gonna keep called hearts. And that's what goes in my storage tanks. That's what goes in my barrels. So before that happens, this is a 200-gallon pot still, and it's jacketed. In this jacket, we have a soybean oil, and in that oil we have 8 5,500-watt heating elements. That creates the heat to boil the wash, which gives us the vapor, and then in the end gives us our final product. So what I'm doing is I'm doing kind of a multi-stage. I'm doing a pot still running through 4 reflux plates. You can see the vapor. You can see this bubbling. That's the actual alcohol. It met this pre-condenser up here, which I have a chiller outside that has glycol and water in it, and it chills it. And so what I'm trying to do is get it balanced. I want half of it to run back into the kettle to run it again, and then the rest comes out my Parish, at my collection point. So, and then the very end is called the tails, and that's really kind of the bad, kind of nasty, kind of smells like a wet dog, or I like to tell people a brown paper bag. So
not a good smell, but a great product. We're reaching to get to something.
Right.
A rum.
Yes.
You're introducing rum to the Noel Distillery.
Right.
Tell me about that.
Well, I think Natalie may have said it, but I spent a lot of time in my career down in the islands drinking rum, and I like cigars, so rum and cigars, and like I said, I grew up on a farm, but at the time I didn't perceive that I could actually do this, and I guess watching that moonshine show on TV, I said, well, I could build that, and then so kind of how I got started, and then it was tasting pretty good, and then that's when I approached Natalie about doing this, because she has the marketing and the brains and the business sense. I just wanted to run the still, but so.
And you are running it. This is a whole operation, and there's more operational things going on. Where should we go next?
Okay, so let me check this one time. Let me see if I'm ready to make a cut.
All right.
No, not quite.
Not quite. Okay.
So if this was if I was in the hearts like I tell you, I would actually have it in this yellow container here. Okay. Not very high tech here. I'll roll it over here, and then watch it step, and then I'll put it in this one, or the next run I make is going in here. This will be for 2024, 25. This will go in the barrels when I get barrels. So it sits here. I usually let it rest for our clear that we're getting ready to release. It's been resting for about a year.
Wow.
And then the rest, whatever we don't bottle clear, we have barrels. So after when it's time to bottle. So I take X amount. I have a formula. I'll bring it down to a proof because this is about 150 proof right there. So I'm proofing ours down to 86 proof. So I do that. I have a reverse osmosis water system, and I'll calculate it, and I'll bring it down to 86 proof, and then I use this kind of contraption here. It's an air pump, and I'll fill a barrel up, and then in a couple of years, hopefully it's ready to drink.
Wow. So this is a futuristic process. To
Absolutely,
get going.
absolutely. Yeah, it's you just can't do it overnight.
No, and a lot of dreams don't happen overnight.
Right.
And this
right.
is something great that you guys have built here. Rum is made mostly of sugar.
Rum is totally it can only be made out of sugar, brown sugar, white sugar. There's a sugar they do down in the islands to compress it. It's a different sugar than we have here. Molasses and juice, which is what I'm making now. And that was developed down in the West Indies, and hundreds of years ago, and it has a different profile than the rums you're quite used to. It has kind of like a funky, grassy. It kind of smells like the sugar field. It smells like the cane when they harvest it, or like when you cut your grass. That smell. I got some you can taste if you want, but that's what I'm going after. It's not everybody does it. I get, the most famous place probably is Martinique, and I'm not trying to do what those guys do. They've been doing it for 300 years. I'm trying to do what we do here with our juice, our cane, and my process.
Ours, local.
Local, yes.
And how important is it for the local element to be in this business and in the product that you're giving our residents here in Ascension Parish and beyond?
Well, I think it's very important. It's good to have something local. Like a lot of people think the best stuff is out of town, or the expert is 25 miles down the road. I mean, that's one of Natalie's things. Why not us? We can make a good product. It's local. It represents our little city and our state. So I think it's a good thing.
It's a great thing. And when can we expect rum at Noel Distillery?
Well, we have some that we partnered with, but this rum that we're making now is probably be released in the next month or so. Natalie's working on a label. That's a process that's to be approved by the government. So that's where we are right now.
Well, Chip, this has been a great learning experience. I'm sure the rum is going to taste amazing. We all can't wait. I think a month it can't come quick enough.
Well, thank you.
But in the meantime, you can definitely try some tequila here at Noel Distillery. And we're going to toss it over to Pam and Natalie, who's showing us just how the tequila is made right here at Noel Distillery and why you should try some.
Thanks, Raven. Natalie Noel, the daughter, who her dad says is the brainchild of the whole thing around here. Is that true?
That's what they say.
That's what they
I'm
say.
okay with that. It takes a village, though.
It does. I want you to tell me a little bit about how this all started.
Yeah, I mean, my dad, our family we've had sugarcane farms for a couple of generations, and my dad grew up on a sugarcane farm. And one of the things you can do is make rum from sugarcane. And so he flew around as a pilot for about 45, I don't want to date him, but I mean, quite a long time, right? So he would go down in the Caribbean and just really fell in love with rum, and then came back here and just built his own still in the darkness of his shop, and was just getting really good at it. And so I went to business school, started a few companies, and then the timing was sort of right for us to come together.
Your mastermind is in marketing.
Yes.
And you have a couple of companies.
Yes. So I was like, if we're going to do this and I'm going to take on another opportunity, it needs to be a really good product. And his rum is tasting fantastic. But you can't I don't believe you can really make it very far in a craft distillery with just rum. There's just so many other flavor profiles that people enjoy. So that's where I figured out how to make tequila, and then we had vodka, and then the pickle vodka, that was supposed to be our specialty. But the tequila ended up being much more popular.
What's your favorite?
Everyone knows I'm the tequila girl. Yes, I love the tequila. I fell in love with it probably about 4 or 5 years ago while we were figuring out, how to open this distillery up. And I went down to Mexico and we partnered with another female-owned distillery and they helped me develop the flavor profile that I thought would work great for our palates here in Louisiana.
We can find your products inside of Tiger Stadium.
We can. So we can find our tequila because we are the official tequila of LSU Athletics. And so they sell our tequila in our Tigerita. And we just released these canned cocktails, which they also have tequila, and they sell those in Tiger Stadium.
So I know we're going to craft a little cocktail, but before we do, I want you to tell me, how did you and your father start this? I mean, that's a great thing. We call this the sweet spot segment, right? A business profile nestled right here in the middle of Donaldsonville.
Yeah.
You're kind of hidden. There's not a big sign up here, but yet you guys are a small but powerful, a literal powerhouse. You opened when?
Well, we officially opened May of 2023, but we incorporated. Our journey took about 6 years, and it was filled with a lot of heartache, a lot of doubt. We had contractor issues, we had COVID. We just tried to figure out how to get it open, but we never gave up. And I think the important thing was we had each other, because there were some times where I would be down in the dumps. We have no money. What are we doing, Dad? And he'd be like, no, just got to get in the game, because I played college basketball, and any sports reference would always, jack me back up. So. And then there were days where he was down and I would see another path forward. So, leaning on each other was absolutely critical to getting this place open. And then, so he handles all the operations here, and then I handle everything outside of the building. So we stay in our lanes, as we like to say, and really complement each other. So.
All right, you love crafting a cocktail. What are you gonna make for us today?
Well, I thought, it's football season. And everybody loves a margarita. What's better than a Tigerita?
We don't have to have football season.
Right. No, I know. But, shoot, anytime, right? So, but our Tigerita is going to be made with our Reposado tequila. So what a Reposado has been aged in a bourbon barrel, and ours specifically is aged in a Jack Daniel oak barrel for 3 to 4 months. So it's going to pull some delicious vanilla notes, which just adds to the cocktail.
Does it matter what kind of tequila you use in a margarita?
It should only be Noel tequila.
I don't mean Noel. I mean
the kind.
Does it need to be a Reposado?
Most people use a Blanca, but I really like what the barrel does to the tequila. So I think it adds a lot of flavor to the margarita and really elevates it. So, I'm a 2-ounce girl. This is a 1.5 ounce jigger. So
we'll go ahead with 2.
We're gonna go 2. So 2 ounces of tequila. Of course, you gotta have some lime. I've already measured it, so I say about 1 ounce. You can kind of play with it. A little triple sec, it's probably about a little bit of 1 ounce. And then, if you like simple, I'm not a huge sugar fan, but for the sake of the balance of this cocktail, we'll add a little agave. And then you gotta shake it.
Now, prior to all of this, did you mix a lot of cocktails? Do you have any experience?
I
just make cocktails. What's your story?
I always said I wanted to be a bartender, but I don't know why I never did. So I enjoyed making drinks for my family and myself. But now as I've gotten older, I really just love to sip on spirits. So I really do like just sipping on the tequila. But on game days or days when I'm out and about, I take this, put a little soda water, hydrate while you dehydrate kind of thing. So, all right, so we'll just pour this in there. I'm a salt girl, so I salt the rim, but some people put tahini on it, which is just a fun spices that adds to the cocktail. So, cheers. I don't know if you want to drink it, but.
Yeah, I'll taste it.
Keep going.
I think it's very good.
So these, but you can try with a Blanco or not. Or if you just give up and you don't really want to make a cocktail, we released a line of tequila canned cocktails. So we're one of the first distilleries. So this is 8% alcohol. So it's a pretty nice serving. Maybe some of your other brands you know about. It's a full-blown cocktail. It's not like a seltzer or some of the other brands that you might know. So those are usually like 4.5%. This is 8%. So it's a cocktail.
So if people want to come here and visit,
Yeah.
when are you guys open?
Well, we really want to encourage people to choose us for their special events. So if they have like a reception they need, or anything like that, like a reunion or a party, like we are really suited for that. So we have specialty cocktail menus. We can serve them at the event. But for just like a normal everyday tasting like and tour with my dad, he's here Monday through Friday from like 9 to 3. We don't do a ton of things on the weekend. That's why I say, if you want to come, book ahead, bring some friends. Let's make it a little bit of a party. That's more fun.
So if you want to book a party, you want to book ahead, come over here and make it a day, make it a big time to come down here into downtown Donaldsonville and see all the wonderful things that they have going on. Meet our friends over here at Noel Distillery and see what makes them special and what makes this an absolute sweet spot right here in Ascension Parish.